TikTok live, but we'll do it today. What's going on, YouTube? We are going to do something a little bit different. We still got the TikTok live right here, but instead of just a full-blown Q&A, we are actually going to go through a live Amazon training. I've never done this before on live, but we're going to get into it. I think it'll be fun. So let's do it. We're going to get the screen share going on YouTube, and then I'm going to flip the camera around on TikTok. Y'all just sit back and enjoy the ride. We are going to do this. I'm going to do something a little bit interesting. If I get through half of the presentation and we're not at 5K likes, we're going to stop the presentation. So that doesn't mean stop liking the live. So we're going to go through this live training, but when I get through the halfway point, if we're not at 5K likes, then we're going to cut it off. All right. So make sure you guys keep tapping the screen. That's for TikTok, of course. Let's get this screen share going. Make sure that it's good. Yes, it is good. Okay, let's do it. I'll probably, just because I don't want to hold my phone for however long this is going to take. Again, this is the short version. Maybe if you guys like this and we get a lot of love on the live today, we'll do the long version another time. This is the shortened version because I'm not going to make you guys sit through an hour and a half on TikTok live. So let's do this. We're going to flip the camera around. Let me get into it. I don't really, do you guys care for going through the intro part? Y'all can see this, right? I think you guys can. Yep, I think that's set up pretty good. I'm not going to be able to see questions. Every once in a while, I'll take a little break to look at the screen. Yeah, you guys can see that, right? Let's maybe move this back a little. Okay. I don't know if we need to necessarily go through. Remember, if I get through half of this and we're not at 5K likes, we're gonna shut it down. So y'all make sure that you keep liking the live if you want to see the full presentation. So this is building your Amazon FBA success, the exact steps that I took to build multiple 7-figure Amazon businesses, even when everybody said it was saturated. Also, y'all keep in mind that this will be, you guys don't need to like screen record or anything like that because I am on YouTube live. So it's all being recorded and it will be posted back onto my YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you're still tapping the screen. I think we'll do the intro part because maybe there's a few people in here who have never watched my content. And then, of course, it'll be recorded on YouTube. So some people will not necessarily have the full context. So first, who am I and why am I doing this training? So actually, I don't know if I can say a lot of these things on TikTok live because we'll see what we can say. We'll see what we can say. Okay. Guys, remember, I can't see the screen. I promise I'm not ignoring any questions, but I'm going to stop a few times. I do see this one question. How much is your mentorship? Hop on a call with the team, brother, for any questions about the mentorship program. You can find that in my TikTok bio. And you would select, yes, I want to apply. You would hop on a call with the team. It's free to get on a call with the team. It's no commitment or anything like that. You're just going to have a chat. All right. So why am I doing this training? Before I started selling on Amazon, I had left home after high school because of some family drama. I didn't go to college. I was broke. I had no savings. I was sleeping on my best friend's couch. I had no car or license, and I was making $13 an hour working for my cousin's business with no clear direction in life. I was partying a lot. I wasn't an A+ student. My vice principal told me that I'd be lucky to work at McDonald's had I kept going down the path that I was on. Within 1 month of launching on Amazon, I was making $10,000 a month profitably. I got the #1 bestseller badge on month 1, and I watched as Amazon completely changed my life. I also saw how Amazon changed my cousin's life, who I was working for back in the day. That was actually how I learned how to sell, but more on that in a little bit. Now, I get asked every single day on social media, how do I sell on Amazon? Let's zoom in here so you guys can see. Every single day I get comments like this. Every single day I get DMs like this. So aside from all of the free content that I make and all of these lives where I answer everybody's questions, I decided to give the people what they want in one training. And stick around, stick around to the end, because if we do get through this, because remember, I will stop this training if we don't get to 5K likes halfway through. I will present everybody who's on this live a bonus offer, okay? So here's just one of the mini seller accounts that I've built using the strategies that I'm teaching you today. Also TikTok, here is another right there. You guys see it on the green screen right there. That is another one of the accounts that I have built using the exact strategies today. And I am not alone. Like the success that this student achieved using the exact same strategy. So this student right here making 11K in top line revenue on Amazon. Gonna have to set that up actually, hold on, let's hold it. And this student making 10K a month profitably selling their products on Amazon. So important note, I am not showing you this to brag or boast. I'm showing you this to open your mind to the possibility that everyday people like you were able to create success beyond anything that they ever could have imagined. Now, what to expect when starting an Amazon business? Most people start Amazon as a side hustle to create an extra income stream that can turn into something much bigger. Most people start with zero prior e-commerce experience, including myself. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes time to build. You don't need tens of thousands of dollars to start. I'm sure all of you have heard it takes thousands. It's too much money. No. I've launched every product for around 3 to 6K on Amazon. And over time, it has the potential to become a legit business. Remember, y'all, we got to get to 5K likes if you guys don't want me to stop at the halfway point, okay? So a real business like my guy Ozzy, who is after 12 months of his e-commerce experience is making $130,000 across platforms. By the way, little update on Ozzy, because I did create this presentation a while back. He's actually doing like $300,000 a month in top line revenue profitably on his business. Or like Dave, who's making $1,000 a day profitably selling his products on Amazon. These are people just like you who decided to take a chance on themselves and go all in on the things that I am about to teach you on this training. Now, why did I choose Amazon FBA? Aside from the fact that my cousins were two really big factors into me getting started. I wanted to create a little extra cash and financial freedom for myself. You guys heard the position that I was in the beginning of this training. I wanted to be able to support my mom and my family. My mom sacrificed everything in her own life to get me to this point that I am today. I didn't want to be told what to do every day at work. I wanted to be my own boss. And a little side note, that was with me loving my bosses. They were my cousins. They've always been there for me since I was 1 year old. Obviously, I don't remember them then. But even with having bosses that I loved, I didn't want to have a boss, okay? I wanted to be able to travel the world and actually experience life. I wanted a business model that wouldn't break the bank for me to start. Now, if any of these sound like you have come to the right place. Let's get into it. Now, what is Amazon FBA? It's where people sell everyday products like, hold on, let's get my trusty pointer, like this, on Amazon.com. And the best part, most of these products are sold by everyday people like you and me. It's not Amazon who's selling all of these products. It's actually a lot of third-party sellers. Now, you're able to utilize the traffic that Amazon has spent over 20 years building to sell everyday products that people buy. Amazon has nearly 40% of all online sales. It's actually a little over 40%. It's closer to 50%. And in fact, nearly 40% of shoppers will check if a product is found on Amazon if they're shopping online before purchasing it. Now, how does Amazon work? You guys may have seen this graphic in some of my previous videos. Step 1, you want to learn how to sell on Amazon. Step 2, you find a profitable product with demand. Step 3 is you find a manufacturer to produce that product. Step 4 is you're going to send it directly to Amazon's fulfillment centers. Step 5, you're going to send your products to Amazon's fulfillment centers, and then every time you get an order, Amazon will pick, pack, and ship that order directly to the customer. So what we're going to cover shortly in depth is how to create an Amazon the steps. These are some of the main steps. Creating an Amazon professional seller account, get a product research software and find a product to sell, go on a website like Alibaba and find a manufacturer to produce that product, create a product listing and add that product to Amazon. Also, y'all, really quickly, I am live on YT as well. So if you guys want to see a review of that, you guys can go check that out. We're doing the same lesson there. Create a shipment and send your product directly to Amazon's fulfillment centers. Launch, start selling, scaling, and managing your business. Now, why choose Amazon FBA? Number 1 is the potential financial freedom. There is no limit to how much you can make on a successful Amazon seller. The more you scale and the more successful products you launch, the more you make. Time freedom. You set the hours. You're your own boss, and no sitting in the daily commute traffic. You have more time to do what you love. And location freedom. You can operate this business from anywhere in the world as long as you have some Wi-Fi, a laptop, or computer. And it's why I'm able to travel the world while I still grow my business. Some of you who follow me saw that I just spent a month in Tonga in New Zealand. This is a picture of me in Greece. In my opinion, it is one of the best business models out there. It's also the largest e-commerce platform in the world with over 310 million active shoppers. And if you were going to sell a product, wouldn't you want it to be in front of the most amount of customers? No major time demand. You don't need to spend 40 hours a week to operate or even start this business model. You still need to work, but it doesn't demand as much time. And you don't need to spend tens of thousands of dollars to start. Unlike other business models or what you've heard online, you don't need $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to start. I started selling with much less. Now, how did my students and I become so successful in this business? There is a proven step-by-step system I refined over the last 6 years with my strategies. Let's get into it. Step 1. How to find a successful product. And we will go over a live example of this shortly. So the winning product criteria that I use on Amazon is a product that has the potential to make $10K a month, total revenue in the market at least $200K, average price at least $30, advertising cost per click for the main keyword no more than $1.50, a product that I can stand out and differentiate from the competition with, average reviews under or around 500, 20% of low reviewed sellers making 10K plus a month, must be able to achieve 30% margins after FBA fees, cost of goods, and shipping, not seasonal, not fragile or electronic, no trademarked or patented items. Remember, y'all, we got to get to 5K likes and 30 shares by halfway point, or else we will cut this off at the halfway point. So to find products with this criteria, I use Amazon to generate a product idea. From there, I analyze the product markets to see if it meets my criteria. Now let's go over and do this. Okay, so here we are on Amazon. Let me share this tab instead. All right, sweet. I see some of you guys moved over to the YT chat. Okay, so everyone can see the YT, right? Cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to search something generic like home decor on Amazon. And then scroll through Amazon, and I'm going to find a product that catches my eye. Okay, so one little note. If you see something that has something like 115,000 reviews, you shouldn't even spend your time on a product that meets the criteria that we just went over. So let's say that this candle warmer lamp right here, let's turn it a little bit. Let's say that this candle warmer lamp right here is something that caught your eye. So the first thing that we'd want to do is identify the main keyword, which will be in the title. It would be something like candle warmer lamp or candle lamp warmer. I've been doing this quite some time, so I already know that the keyword is candle warmer lamp. So we're going to go back to Amazon. Hold on, let's turn on our product research software. You do need a product research software to do this. So we're going to go here and we're going to type in candle. And let me show you how to see it's the main keyword. So right here, if you guys see, I just typed in candle. You want the keyword that has the highest search volume and is most relevant to your product. So we see candle warmer lamp. We're going to go ahead and click on that. We see that all the products here on page 1 are relevant. So we're going to pull up our Helium-10 X-ray extension, which is a product research software from Helium-10. And here, the X-ray extension is going to show us the data on all the products here on page 1. So search volume, total revenue, average price, and average reviews. One thing that I do like to do is make sure that all the products are relevant. So we'll go to reviews, organize it by most to least by having the arrow facing down. We see that these aren't candle warmer lamps, so we could go ahead and delete those. You're not going to just go delete like 30 products off the page, but if it's like 1 to 3 products that aren't relevant, I think that's okay. We see that our average reviews drop down to 800. So we would analyze our search volume, make sure that it's above 2K. That's solid. Total revenue is above 200K, which was part of our criteria. Average revenue, 72,000. We would want that range to be like 8 to 10K. Also, are we at the share? We're not quite at the share goal yet, y'all. So we got to get that before we get through this product research phase, which is almost done, or else we'll just go into some Q&A. Average price, 23. Now that is lower than our criteria, $30. But I'm still gonna show you guys all the metrics that we want to look for if it is a successful product. So average reviews, 800. And then we're also going to come over here and check. We're going to set review count to max 200. And then we're going to come back over here, organize it by parent level revenue, most to least by having the arrow facing down. And we want at least 20% of low reviewed sellers in the market to be making 10K plus a month. That number right here is on the left-hand side right here. It's 11 sellers under 200 reviews. We would want at least 20% of sellers making 10K plus a month. All right. Now this product, because of the average price, does not meet the criteria, but also it's an electronic product, which also does not fall into the criteria. I'm obviously not going to just hand you guys a product to sell, but product research is a numbers game. So what we would do is if a product that we saw did not meet our criteria, we would go back to our original page of home decor, and we would continue to look for a product that caught our rinse and repeat that process until we found a product that met our criteria. All right. Also, y'all, we're only at 16 shares. Like I said, if we do not have 30 shares, we're already at 5K likes. 30 shares by the midway point of this presentation, we will stop the presentation and we'll just get into Q&A. So that is step 1, how to find a successful product on Amazon. Step 2 is standing out and differentiating your product from the competition. So you want to add value into the market by differentiating your product from the competition. It's not enough to just click copy and paste on what everyone else in the market is doing. Otherwise, customers are going to shop based on who has the most reviews and the lowest price. And as a new seller, you will have neither. So my top 2 ways to differentiate a product are A, by launching a unique design. So improving the design or launching a unique design that hasn't been on Amazon before. And adding a bonus item. Guys, we are almost at the halfway point and we're only at 16 shares. So if you guys want to continue the lesson, then we got to get the shares going because I do stand on business. So if we don't get it by the halfway point, which is in about 2 slides, then we will have less than time. Okay. And then adding a bonus item. So a bonus item that is relevant to the main product, a bonus item that improves the main product, and then you want to see what bonus items top sellers include with their product. So it's not about reinventing the wheel, but taking ideas from the top competitors and improving upon them. So let's say that we were launching a whiteboard. How would we stand out? Let's see, are we at the share goal? We're only at 20 shares. Is Ecom still popping? It is, brother. That's why I'm doing this. What up, brother? Sorry, guys, I wasn't answering questions because we're just in this live. Angel, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. I did just take a break to look at the slides. What up, Prime? Prime, I do have my phone set up right here, so I'll actually move it a little bit so I can see some of your guys' questions come in, and then we'll periodically ask. Guys, we got to get 10 more shares by the end of the next slide. You guys can click the share button and click copy link, and that counts as a share to the algorithm. But if we do not get it, then we will just go into some Q&A for the rest of the live. Okay? So, oops. There we go. I'm going to assume that we don't want to see the rest of this, and we just want to do Q&A because we didn't get the share. So I'll finish this slide, and then we'll just do some Q&A. Like I said, I got to stand on business if I say something. So let's say that you saw 3 competitors in the market performing well. 1 with markers, 1 with a magnetic board, and 1 with magnets. Okay, guys. You guys aren't going to love me for this, but we only hit 22 shares. I got to stand on business. We're going to do Q&A for the rest of the live. We will not continue the lesson. Stop sharing. Sorry, YouTube. We didn't get the shares. YouTube had to bear the negative thing of not getting it. But maybe if we get it next time, we will continue the rest of the lesson. Like I said, guys, if I say something, then I have to stand on business in doing it. We would have gone through the lesson. We were already halfway through. Can only share so much. Yeah, I mean, you actually can share unlimited times, Zach. It lets you just click share, copy link. You don't actually have to send it to anybody, and then it counts as a share to the algorithm. But we will do Q&A for the rest of the live. I did have a little bonus at the end of that presentation for everybody, but we didn't quite get there. But on that note, any questions that y'all have about selling on Amazon, or maybe anything that we got to up to that point in the presentation, drop them down below. I did post some gem videos on the TikTok page today. Last video that I posted is talking about the Harvard of Amazon FBA private label education. And then the second to last video that I posted is how to get sales on Amazon. Something that some people struggle with. It's not as simple as, oh, I launched a product on Amazon. How long have you been selling? Since 2019, brother. But I've launched successful products 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So it's not this thing of like, oh, he's been selling on Amazon forever. And you know what I'm saying? It's every year I've found ways to launch successful products, kind of like I just was showing you guys in that presentation. On Amazon, including a new account that I just started, and I've been documenting that journey. You guys can go check out some of the TikTok videos and the YouTube videos on that series, the 0 to 1 mil series. But something to keep in mind is that this is a point that a lot of people miss when it comes to selling on Amazon. You sell what's most trending? Nah, brother, I avoid trending products, because what happens when that trend comes down? You want evergreen products. You want products that are going to perform well month after month, year after year. If you actually see right here in the last year, the account's up 28%. If it was trending products, we wouldn't necessarily see that growth. In fact, there was a market back in 2021, I believe. It was called Pop-It Toys. And with this market, what I saw was there was people who were performing, every single seller was performing well. I'm talking sellers with 0 reviews were doing like 10, 20, 30K a month. It was the wild, wild west for that product. And then all of a sudden the trend went down, and now you'll hardly see any sellers in that market doing 10K plus a month. Plus the price absolutely tanked. So products now that you see on that market that are, 10, 20, actually not even like 10, $5, $8, $20. Those products don't even, those products used to be like $30, $40, $50. So the price tanked, the revenue tanked, the market just tanked, and you don't want products like that. I want evergreen products that I'm going to be able to have growth on. That's why I want at least a year of data on a product when I'm doing product research. If a product just came out last month, then I'm likely not going to be launching in that market. I'd rather wait and miss the boat than hop on a boat that was destined to sink, right? But as I was saying earlier, where do you keep the products? That's another beautiful thing about what I do, bro. I don't touch the product. I don't store the product. I don't ship the product. The only time I touch the product is when I'm ordering samples from my manufacturer to make sure that the quality is good, and when I'm picking a manufacturer. From there, my product is produced. I get a third-party inspection company to come in, which I created my own inspection company. So my inspection company will come in. They'll analyze the products, make sure that there wasn't any manufacturing flaws or errors. And then once it passes inspection, I'll send my manufacturer these shipping labels, and then they're going to send those products directly to Amazon's fulfillment centers, where Amazon is going to store those products. And then every time I get an order, Amazon will pick, pack, and ship that order directly to the customer. So yeah, it's not passive income by any means, but it is quite hands-off. I only focus on launching products and essentially marketing the products once they are launched on Amazon. But something to keep in mind, you guys, when I'm talking with the second to last video that I posted today, is launching a product on Amazon is the bare minimum to be an Amazon seller. Most people think that's the finish line. That's the starting line. You doing product research, you contacting manufacturers, all these different things, that's the prep for the race. Once you actually launch, you're at the starting line. But too many people, at least too many beginners, feel like that is the end all be all. Just because I launched a product on Amazon, why am I not hitting $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in sales? It just does not work like that. And that is why I go over how to actually get sales on Amazon. Make sense? Oops. So you guys actually have to have a review strategy. Make sure that you have an optimized product listing, as well as having a great PPC ad campaign, because PPC ads is how you're going to be driving traffic to your product. Let's go. But also make sure you guys are dropping your questions down below, because if there's no questions, I'm not going to just talk to myself for the live. I do these lives for y'all, not to hear myself talk. I already know everything about selling on Amazon, so I don't need these lives. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys drop your questions down below from an Amazon 7-figure seller, because there are not really many private label sellers who go live on TikTok, let alone drop the info that I do. I do not gatekeep any information. In fact, go watch my last actually, how about I play it for you guys? Hold on. You guys can see it for yourself. So we'll go to the TikTok. So real quick, I'm going to read this. I said, how did you like the program? He said, I like it very much. It's very much in detail. So far, I have not found no BS. I have I have been in 2 other programs as well before. No one has explained in so much detail. And then we have one more student here. Hold on, I'm trying to skip. Okay, here we go. So, let's see. I was following a course I bought on Udemy, and the material was kind of all over the place. So it was at times confusing. His material did not go over the amount to test order or to start with. It didn't even talk about creating a test listing to see what happens. This is a new student. They put themselves in not they put themselves, but because they didn't have the proper information, it put them in a unique situation that they now have to overcome. And then that same student says, I have been watching your TikTok live for a while and saw that you provided a lot of value in comparison to a lot of other people that would go live. And when I accepted that I actually needed guidance, I booked a call and joined the program. And this is why I tell y'all, now is the time to ask questions, because so often I'll get DMs of people asking me questions, but then when I go live, usually the lives are popping. I would actually say this is one of the slowest lives that I've had. Roy Stick, which is interesting because we were going through a whole live training, a whole masterclass. Roy Stick, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you and everybody in the live. How long did it take you to become successful? I mean, 1 month, bro. I was crushing it within 1 month of me selling on Amazon. 10K in top line revenue, bestseller batch for my product. And then within 1 year, I was able to leave my 9-to-5 job and start selling on Amazon full time. It's not something that you want to quit your day job on until it can actually supplement and replace your income. But for me, I was very blessed with the first product that I launched and the success that I had. I would say at least 3K USD to start Prime. For the business model that I do, I was talking about, I don't think you were here when we were getting through the training, but you'll hear a lot of people say, 20, 10, 15K to start. That's nonsense. I've never launched a product for that much in my life. Prime Time, thank you so much for the follow, brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the live vibing, asking questions. Let's go, everybody.